There's a soccer player prop that hits 90% of the time, and nobody's talking about it. It's not anytime goal scorer, it's not who scores first, and it's not the first goal scorer. It's one of the most overlooked markets on every soccer match. And my tracker shows it's one of the most consistent moneymakers that's across any sport. I'm going to show you the exact system step by step with real numbers. And by the end of this video, you'll be able to find this bet yourself in about 10 minutes. So let's get into it. Most sports bettors look at soccer player props and immediately go to anytime goal scorer. They see plus 200 odds and they think that they found value. Then they lose 70% of the time and wonder why. Here's what they're missing. Anytime goal scorer is one of the toughest props in all of sports. A striker can play a brilliant 90 minutes and dominate the match completely, take 8 shots, force the keeper to make 5 saves, and still not score. The bet still loses. You can be right about everything except the one thing that you needed to be right about. There's a much smarter way to bet on the same player. In the market is over 1.5 shots. Not shots on target, but just shots. That means the player just needs to score at least 2 shots during the match. Any shot. On target, off target, blocked, deflected. As long as the player attempted the shot, then it counts. Here's why this is so much better than shots on target. Shots on target require the ball to actually be on frame, which means it has to either be saved by the keeper or blocked on the line, or it needs to go in. That's a much narrower outcome. Total shots counts everything. The shot that sails over the bar, the shot that's blocked by a defender, the shot that bends just wide, the deflection, the chip that doesn't quite make it. All of these count toward your bet. A striker who averages 1.5 shots on target per match averages closer to 3 to 4 shots per match. The shot happens way more often than the shots on target. So when you bet on the shot, you're betting on something that's already statistically more likely to occur than the shot on target market that most people would focus on. The system I'm about to show you identifies the specific players in the specific matchups where this bet hits 90% based on my tracking. Here are the 4 criteria that I use to find over 1.5 shots with a verified edge. Every step is going to narrow the field, and by the time all 4 line up, you've got a bet that hits 90% based on my tracking data. So let's go ahead and get to step 1. Step 1 is going to be target the right players. Now this is your fundamental filter. You want to be able to target strikers, attacking midfielders, and wingers. What you're looking for is a player whose primary job is to get into shooting position and attempt shots. Avoid defensive midfielders and avoid fullbacks. Their shot volume is way too low and too dependent on game stats to be reliable. Even if you see a defender averaging decent shots in the data, those shots are usually coming from set pieces only, which makes them unpredictable. Now you can find player position information on any soccer stats website, but I'm going to show you the AI that I created that fast cuts all this and gives you the answers right away a little bit later in this video. And it literally takes seconds per player. Now let's go ahead and get to step 2. Now this is the most important filter. The player must average at least 2.5 shots per match. Okay? So their average has to be over 2.5 shots per match. And this needs to be for the current season. Here's why this works mathematically. If a player averages 2.5 shots or more per game, that means in any single match, he has a very high probability of recording at least 2. The variance in soccer is high, but the median for these players is 3 shots. That puts the over 1.5 line consistently in the money. If their season average is below 2.5, then you skip them. So it's very easy. If it's this or above, you're good. If this or below, then you skip. The reason why is because then their shot volume isn't reliable enough to be able to bet on. Even if the matchup looks good, the player just doesn't generate enough attempts. And again, I'll show you guys exactly how to fast track this whole entire strategy using my AI, and you can get this answer in seconds. Now let's go ahead and get to step 3. Step 3, you want to check the matchup style. The matchup matters as much as the player. You want offensive matchups. Specifically, the opposing team needs to allow at least 12 shots per match this season. So opposing team allows at least 12 shots. That means that their defense gives up shots regularly, which means your striker is going to get his looks. You do not want low block defensive teams that pack 10 men behind the ball and concede only 7 or 8 shots per match. Even a great striker against a brick wall might only get 1 shot off the entire game. and then your bet's going to bust. The simple test that you use is you pull up the opposing team's defensive stats. Look at total shots conceded per match. If it's 12 or higher, then it passes step 3. If it's under 12, then you just skip the match entirely. Now let's get into the last step. Now step 4, your odds need to create a positive edge. Odds that are higher than minus 730, we are going to skip. Remember that. So once steps 1 through 3 line up, the true probability of a striker, attacking midfielder, or winger going over 1.5 shots is approximately 90%. Now minus 730's implied probability here is going to be 88%. The reason why this is the cutoff point is because if we have a true probability of 90%, we don't want a 2% edge. We want more than a 2% edge, okay? So that's why we're looking for odds that are lower than minus 730. Now most sportsbooks, they price the over 1.5 shots on top attackers between about minus 300 up to minus 500. And that's an implied probability of 75% to 83%. So if we have a true probability here of 90%, then what do we have? We have a pretty good edge, 7 to 15% in that mix, all right? And that's what we're looking for. We want a bigger edge than 2%, 3%. We want a higher edge. So as long as steps 1 through 3 line up and you get to step 4, as long as you have a positive edge that has a decent gap, okay, like I just showed you here, then you're ready to fire on all cylinders. Now let me show you a live example using my AI, how you can come up with this in literally seconds. All right, so let me show you guys what I did here, okay? I literally took in the prompt from step by step of what I taught you in this video, and I literally put it into my AI. And here's what my AI ended up spitting out. Number 1 right here was going to be Harry Kane from Bayern Munich against PSG to go over 1.5 total shots. If we go and read through right here, we're going to see how this ends up working. All right, so step 1, position the lineup. Harry Kane is a confirmed starting striker and focal point for Bayern Munich's attack. Step 2, season shot volume. He's currently averaging 3.96, almost 4 shots total per match. So that hits step 2. See how easy this was? Like you literally just put the prompt in here and it just spits out the answers that you need. Step 3, defensive filter here. PSG's defensive structure has shown vulnerability in the Champions League, allowing high volume in recent cycles. Specifically, PSG's expected goals against fluctuates between 1.1 and 1.2, and they have struggled to contain elite strikers. Step 4 gave us the odds calculation here. Okay, the odds for him to go over 1.5 shots were minus 450. And we got implied probability of about 82% there. With our true probability sitting at 88%, we got a decent edge there, about 6%. So just like that, it literally spit it out right for you. As long as you put the prompt in there, it spit out right for you what the answer was going to be. And, well, let's go see, like, how did Harry Kane actually do against? So if we click on his stats and we could see exactly what he did in that game, as we could see right here, he ended up with 3 shots. Okay, that went easily over our 1.5. So all 3 lined up, we put it in the AI spit out Harry Kane ended up covering that number. It's literally that simple. So if you guys want access to that AI that shows you how to literally get the answers within seconds, make sure you guys click the link in the description. As always, I'm Frank from Linemaker Sports. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, I'm out.